So hello and welcome to this Adobe Animate tutorial. Today I am going to show you how you can create this kind of HTML5 animated banner, and also in this tutorial I am going to show you how you can adjust this banner so it is going to have less than 150 kilobytes. So that's something that you need to have for the Google Ads. So in the first part of this tutorial I am going to show you how you can create this animation, and in the second part we are going to go to the publish settings and adjusting this so it is going to be, as I said, smaller than 150 kilobytes. So yeah, right now we can start. Alright, so right now I am on the site Pixabay and I am going to provide you a link in the description, and I am also going to give you the images that I am going to create in Photoshop. So if you do not want, you do not need to download them from this site. But basically on the Pixabay you can download images for free, you can use them for free, and so on. So we are going to go with these three images. You can use whatever images that you want, and all you need to do is click download, and you can download any size. And I went with this 853 by 1280. So right now I will go to the place where I have these images, and I would like to scale them down in the Photoshop. So I will go to the Photoshop and I will go with the new file, and in Adobe Animate we are going to go with 300 by 600, which is like the size for the Google Ads. So in the Photoshop I will go with the size which is a little bit bigger, so I will go with 330 by 660. I want the resolution to be 72 pixels and RGB, so I do not want to change anything, and I'm just going to hit create. Now I will drag my images to the Photoshop like so. Okay, like this, and I am going to scale this down, so scale this up, so holding Alt or Option, I will scale it like so, enter. I am going to scale the second one like so, enter, and I am going to scale the last one like so, and enter. If you want, you can position this little bit like so, but be careful, don't go like this. So yeah, and right now I am going to one by one export them as JPEG. So I will go to the file, I will go to the export, I will go to the export as, and yeah. Right now the important thing is we want this to be JPEG, we do not want this to be PNG or GIF, so JPEG. But in Adobe Animate we need to be careful about the file size. So if you are going to have a JPEG, you are going to have an option for the quality, and if you are going to put this on the high quality, you are going to have the bigger file size. So for example, right now I'm going to have like 150 something. If I'm going to put this to 6, it is going to be smaller, and so on, but it is also going to lose the quality. So if I'm going to put this to 1, it is going to be like 15 kilobytes, but the quality is going to be low. So for now I will go with maybe number 4. It is going to be like 33 kilobytes. That's fine for me. So I am going to export this. So I'm going to click export, and yeah. Now I have my folder. Let me go to the correct place. I have my folder in here, and I am going to call this to be image 1 like so, and I am going to click save. Right now the same thing with this one. Right now with shortcut Ctrl Shift Alt W. This one is going to be also with the quality 4. I am going to export this. This is going to be image number 2 like so, and I'm going to click save, and I am going to save the last one. So Ctrl Shift Alt W, and I am going to click export, and this is going to be image number 3, and I am going to click save. Right now I can go to the Adobe Animate, and I am going to create a new file, and I am going to go with 300 by 600, so like this, 300 by 600. As I said, this is like a size for the Google Ads. Frame rate I can have 24, that's fine. I want this to be HTML5 canvas, and I am going to hit create. Now I will go to the place where I have my images, not the original one, but the smaller one. So I will go in here, and I am going to provide you these images if you want. So I am going to select all of them and I am going to drag them to the Adobe Animate like so. When you are going to drag your images like so, they are also going to be automatically in the library. So it means that I can right now delete them from my stage. So I'm just going to select it, I am going to delete them, and they are still going to be in my library. And I would like to animate them one by one, so I will go with the image one and I am going to drag it in here like so. If you cannot see things which are outside of the stage, you can click this clip content outside of the stage and unclick this, and you will be able to see this. Right now I would like to align this image to be in the center, so I am going to click on this to select this. I will go to the align tool. If you cannot see align or anything, you can go to the window and you can search for it, but yeah. So one more time, I will select it, align. I will make sure that I have this aligned to stage, and I am going to align this horizontally, align this vertically, and yeah. Now I am going to click on the image and I am going to convert it to the symbol to be able to animate this. So I will go to the modify, I will go to the convert to symbol or F8, and I can call this symbol 1, or I can call it to be MC, like movie clip image 1, but this name really doesn't matter for now. So yeah, I can rename this, I do not need to, but make sure that it is movie clip, and I'm just going to click OK. Right now I am going to have this movie clip in the library, but that really doesn't matter right now. Now what I'm going to do is I will move like so, and I will go maybe to frame 100, and I'm going to create new keyframe, so F6, and I will go to the beginning, and I am going to scale this down a little bit. So I will go with Q, or you can go in here, free transform tool, and I am going to scale this down like so. I do not want to scale this down like this, because right now I will have this blank space, so I am going to put it like so. If you are going to have an issue with this, you can go in here to the transform, and in here you can scale this a little bit better. So I will go maybe with something like this, and OK. And right now I will go anywhere in between. I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose create classic twin. So I am just basically going to have this very simple animation of scaling up. It's very subtle, but there is a little bit movement. I went with the Control or Command and Enter to see this in the browser, and this is basically what we are going to have. Okay, now I will go back in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create, I will go with my timeline to the beginning, and I'm going to create a new layer, and I will go to the rectangle tool. I'm going to click and hold. I'm going to choose an oval tool. I will go to my properties, and I do not want to have the stroke color, so I'm going to get rid of this, and the fill color really doesn't matter. This is going to be for the mask. I'm going to choose blue, but you can choose whatever that you want, and I am just going to create a shape like so. Now I am going to rename my layers because I want this to be like very clear. So I am going to double click on the first layer, and this is going to be image number 1, and I am going to double click on this layer, and this is going to be mask number 1 like so. This shape layer, I am also going to convert it to the symbol. So right now with the shortcut F8, I can call this symbol 1, that's fine, and I am just going to click OK. But make sure that it is movie clip, and I am going to align this to the center. So I'm going to click on this, I will go to the align, boom, boom, like this, okay. And yeah, by the way, you can zoom in, zoom out with the Control or Command and mouse wheel, but yeah. Now what I'm going to do is while on the first keyframe, I am going to go with the Q, and I'm going to scale this down like so. One more time, if you want, you can go to the transform and you can scale this little bit better like this. So I will put it like this to be small, and then I will go maybe to frame 40, 45. I will go with the 40, and I'm going to create new keyframe F6 or right click insert the keyframe, and on this keyframe I will go with Q, and with Shift to stay proportional and go from the center. I am going to scale this up like so. So I want this to cover all of my canvas, which is in here, and I am going to go in between. I am going to right click and I am going to choose create classic twin. So right now we are going to have an animation like so. I would like to put some kind of easing on this animation, so I am just going to click on the first keyframe. I will go to the classic ease, I will go to the easy in out, and I am going to go with this first option. This is just going to make the animation at the beginning slower, then faster, and then at the end slower. But yeah, I am going to double click on this and we are going to have an animation like so. And now the magic, I am going to right click on this mask layer and I am going to choose mask, and this is what we are going to have. This is going to automatically log me these layers. If I will unlock this, this is not going to be working, so this need to be locked. Okay, right now I can go with Control Enter, Command Enter to see this in the browser, and this is what we are going to have. Let me refresh this, and yeah. If you do not like the easing, I do not want to play with the easings, but what you could do, you can click on the press keyframe and you can change this from easy in out just to easy out. For example, right now the animation is going to start quickly and it is going to slow down at the end. So I can go with this one. This is going to be maybe a little bit better, but this depends on you. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to create new layer, and on this new layer I will go to the library and I am going to choose image number 2 and I am going to drag it to my stage like so. One more time I am going to click on this and align this, so I will go to the align horizontally, align vertically like so. I am going to click on this and I am going to convert this to the symbol. By the way, if your keyframe is going to be maybe in here because you was with your timeline in here, all you need to do is drag the keyframe to the beginning like so. And right now I am going to click on this, convert it to the symbol F8. I am not going to name this, you can, but I am going to keep this symbol number 2, that's fine, and I am going to click OK. And yeah, now I am going to get this keyframe and I am going to move this maybe to frame 60 like so. And the first animation of the first image, we have this like from frame 1 to frame 100. So I would like to create the same length of the animation. So right now the second one is going to start at the 60. So I am going to put it to be up to 160. I am going to create new keyframe F6. And on the first keyframe, I will scale this down. So I am going to go to the transform tool and I am going to scale this like so, but I want to make sure that it is still going to cover all of my canvas, and I will go in between. I will right click, I'm going to choose create classic twin, so we are going to have the same animation as the first one, scaling up a little bit. And yeah, now I'm going to duplicate my mask, so I will go to the mask layer, I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose duplicate layers. Right now I'm going to have this layer mask 1 copy and I'm going to put it over my layer 3. This layer 3 I am going to rename, so I am going to double click and this is going to be image number 2. And yeah, now I will go to the mask copy layer and I am going to select this keyframe, so I'm going to click and with the shift I am going to click on this one and I am going to move this mask to be in here like so. So I want this keyframe of the mask to be in the same place as my keyframe of the image number 2. And yeah, now what I will have to do is I will have to right click on the mask 1 and I will have to disable mask and I will have to click one more time and enable mask. Okay, so yeah, something like this. And right now we are going to have this like so. If you this can happen to you. I can for a moment make the animation of the first image a little bit less. So I am going to put this maybe like so. It can happen that we are going to have the animation of the second one, but the first one, let me get rid of these frames. I will select them and I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose remove frames. So it can happen that we are going to have the second image, but the first image is going to disappear and then this is going to be white. So we want this image 1 to be visible when the image 2 is going to be appearing. Hopefully makes sense. So I am going to put this back to 100. If you need, you can put this to be a little bit more or whatever. But yeah, we are going to have this like so. And right now I am going to create this one more time. So I am going to create a new layer. Right now I am going to get my image 3. I am going to put it in here one more time. I am going to align this. I am going to convert it to the symbol F8, symbol 3 is fine for me. I am going to get the first keyframe and I'm going to position this maybe to frame 120. And I will move myself on the timeline to maybe 220. I'm going to create new keyframe, F6. I will go to the initial keyframe and I am going to scale this down. I can go to the transform tool and I'm going to scale this like so. But one more time, make sure that it is going to cover the canvas. Then click anywhere, right click, create classic twin. So we are going to have this animation. And one more time, we are going to duplicate the mask. So I'm going to right click, duplicate layers, put it over my layer number 4, which I am going to double click and rename to be image number 3. And this mask, I am going to select it and I am going to put it like so. And I'm going to right click, get rid of the mask, right click and put my mask. So yeah, right now we are going to have this like so. I will go with Control Enter or Command Enter to see this in the browser, and this is what we are going to have. So we are going to have the first one, we are going to have the second one, and we are going to have the last one. And by default, this animation is going to be looping forever. Okay, that's fine. That's all. And yeah. Now one thing what you could do, I am not going to do this, but if we want, we can like create a new layer. For example, we can create some kind of rectangle. I can choose some kind of color, maybe something like this, and I can create something like this, and in here I can create some kind of text which is going to be like I don't know, I will just type your wedding or whatever. You can put like whatever text in here and you could have the banner like so, but I am not going to play with this. I just wanted to show you, so I am going to delete this like so. Okay, now we are going to talk about the file size of this banner. So I am going to save this file, so I will go with Ctrl S and I will go to the place where I want to have this. So I am going to create new folder which I'm going to call to be Animate, and I will go inside that folder and I can call this to be wedding. Hopefully I am not misspelling this, but yeah, and I am going to click save. And right now if I go to that place where I have my animate file, in here I'm going to have my animate file and I'm going to have some recover animate file, but that's going to be the same. But as soon as I will go right now with Control or Command Enter to see this in the browser, this is going to open me this in the browser, but it is also automatically going to publish me my images, my HTML and my JavaScript to the place where I have my animate file. I do not want to have this in here, so I am going to delete this JavaScript, delete this HTML, and I'm going to delete these images. And what I'm going to do instead is I will go to the file, I will go to the publish settings, I will go to this little icon, select publish destination, and I will put myself to the, let me make sure that I'm in the correct place. So I will go to the animate folder. Here is my animate file. I cannot see it, but it is in here, and I'm going to create a new folder. I am going to call this index. You do not need to call this index, but I am used to. Our clients expected this to be called index, but yeah, and I will go inside and I'm also going to call this index, but you do not need to. That's just something that I am used to do. And I'm going to click save, okay, and I will go to the file and I will go to the publish. And right now, if I go to my index, I'm going to have the JavaScript, I'm going to have the HTML, I'm going to have the images. If I'm going to double click on this HTML, it is going to open me this one more time in the browser like so. Now I will go to these images, and if I am going to have one big PNG. I can double click on this to open this. So I'm going to have one PNG which is going to cover all three of my images. But if I am going to look at the file size, it's going to be like 350 kilobytes, 349 kilobytes. Okay, so how can we make this to be 150 kilobyte? The important thing is that this index folder, if I am going to right click on this and I am going to choose send to, and I am going to go with the compressed zip folder, this should be together 150 kilobytes. Right now I am going to have this to be 355 kilobytes. Okay, so this is too big. What could we do? One of the options, this option is not going to help us in this tutorial. This can help you in other tutorials. What I could do is I can go to the images folder and I can go to this site, TinyPng. I can also provide you this in the description. And in here you can drag your PNGs and it is going to scale them down, like scale down the file size without losing the quality or with losing very little quality. But right now, if I am going to drag this in here, it is going to save me like 10%. Sometimes this can save you like 70%, sometimes only 2%, it depends, but this is not going to help me because right now I am still going to have 324 kilobytes, so this is too much. So this is not what we want to do. So what I'm going to do right now is I will go in here and I'm going to delete all of these things. So I'm going to delete everything which is in my index folder like so. And right now I will go back to the Adobe Animate and I will go to the file, I will go to the publish settings, and in here I have this export image assets and I have three options. I have texture, I have sprite sheet, and I have image assets. If I am going to have this as a texture, this is going to publish me this as a PNG, and I can go to the image settings, and in here I can like change the resolution of the PNG. I can change this to be 32, but this is going to only make the file bigger. So right now this is going to be like let me see, 900 kilobytes. So this is too big. So let me delete this one more time, and I can go to the file, I can go to the publish settings one more time, and I am going to change this from texture to the sprite sheet. And when I'm going to change this to the sprite sheet, and I will go to the image settings, right now I have an option to choose PNG, JPEG, or both. So right now I am going to choose JPEG. And in here, I am going to have like option for the quality of the JPEG. So for now, I am going to keep this to be 80, and I'm going to click OK, and I will go with the file, and I'm going to go with the publish. And right now, if I go to my image folder, this is going to be right now JPEG, and it is going to be like 116 kilobytes, which is still a lot, but it's like much better than 350. So right now what I can do is I can try to go to my index, and I'm going to right click, I'm going to choose send to, and I'm going to go with compressed zip folder, and right now this is going to be 119 kilobytes. But this is not the end of the story. I am going to delete this index, because if you want to have your banners for the Google Ads, there is one thing that you need to do. You need to go to the file, you need to go to the publish settings, you need to go from the basic to the HTML.js, and you need to uncheck these hosted libraries. This is going to give us additional folder, additional JavaScript library. That really doesn't matter, but this needs to be unchecked. And right now I am going to click OK. I will go with file and I will go with publish. And right now, if I go to my index, I am going to have this additional folder, these libs. This needs to be there. There is just this JavaScript, but that really doesn't matter. But this is going to increase the file size of this index. So right now, if I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose send to, and I'm going to go with compressed zip folder, right now this is going to be 183. But that's not an issue. I can get rid of this and I can go inside and I can delete this and I can go to the file. I can go to the publish settings, I can go to the image assets, and right now I can try to change this from 80 to maybe 70, we will see. So I'm going to click OK, I will go to the file, I will go to the publish, and I will go to my index, and I'm going to right click, I'm going to choose send to compress the folder. This is smaller, but this is still too much, so I am going to delete this. I do not need to delete this one because it is going to overwrite. So I will go to the file, I will go to the publish settings, and I'm going to change this to be maybe 60. Okay, okay, file and publish. Okay, let me see right now this. Let me go in here, right click, send to compress the folder. Now we are getting somewhere. We are going to have 153. So one more time I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to do this last time. So I will go to the publish settings, and I'm going to change this to maybe 55. Okay, and right now we should be able to be in the 150 kilobytes. So I will right click, I'm going to choose where it is sent to, compress the folder, and I'm going to have 148. This is good. I will go inside this, and I am going to open this index HTML to see this, and I think that the quality of the images is still good. It's not that bad. Okay. One thing that I want to show you right now, because right now we have only images, and as I showed you, you can create some kind of text in here. But imagine that you are not going to have only JPEGs, but you are going to have also some PNG. For example, you are going to have some kind of logo. So what I'm going to do. I have this empty layer. I can get rid of this, and I can create new one. It really doesn't matter. And I will go to the beginning, and in my images that I am going to provide you. So let me go in here for use. No, I do not have it in here. I have this in here. I have like the logo of Adobe Animate. So I am just going to, and it is going to be PNG. So I am just going to drag this to the Adobe Animate like so. And this is just going to be Adobe Animate logo like this. And I am going to scale this down. So I'm going to go with Q, and I am going to with Shift make this smaller like so. And for example, I am going to put this in here like so. And right now, if I go with Control Enter or Command Enter, this is what we are going to have. But you can see right now that there is this little white thing in here, because I said that all of my things are going to be JPEGs. So right now this PNG logo is also going to be JPEG, and it is going to create this white color around it. So right now, if I would go to my let me go in here to my index and to my images, I am going to have everything, also this animate in the JPEG. And when you have JPEG, you cannot have transparency. So what I need to do, if I'm going to have also like some PNG, I will have to go one more time to the file, to the publish settings, and I am going to change these image settings, and I am going to choose that I do not want to have JPEG, I do not want to have PNG, but I want to have both. And right now I am going to have an option to choose the quality of the PNG. I will go with the low quality, and I am still going to have the option for the quality of the JPEG. So I am fine with this as it is, and I'm going to click OK. And I will go with file, and I will go with publish. And right now, if I go with the Control Enter or Command Enter, I am not going to have this white wing around my logo, because right now this is going to be PNG. And if I go right now to my index, I am going to I will have to delete this, because right now I am going to have this the old one and the new one. So I will have to delete this, and I will have to publish this one more time. So file and publish. So right now I am going to have only two things, and I am going to have my JPEGs separated, and I am going to have my Adobe Animate logo, which is like PNG, separated. And yeah, right now if I go in here to my index, I will delete the old one, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to choose send to, and I will go with compressed zip folder. We are going to have 152. So one more time we will have to go to the file, to the publish settings, to the image setting, and we will have to put this even lower. So I will go maybe with 51. Okay, file and publish, because this logo is going to add some kilobytes. But yeah, right now I will right click, I will choose send to, compressed zip folder, 148, and yeah. So yeah, basically this is it. This is all in this tutorial. As I said at the beginning, I am not going to show you all of the things that you need to do to create this banner for the Google Ads. I'm going to provide the link in the description for other tutorial where I am showing that, because this animation can loop only a few times. There is something that we need to adjust to the index HTML, little bit of code, and so on. So in this tutorial I wanted to show you this kind of animation, and I wanted to show you how you can like adjust your file size of the banner. And if you are interested in that video, you can go ahead and watch this, but this is all for this tutorial. So thank you very much for your time. Hopefully you have learned something. If anyone have been here until the end, you can write me that in the comment. That would mean a lot to me. But yeah, this is all. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.